Previously on the Lost-Begotten channel, we discovered the amazing talents of our host to do many things during the opening credits sequence, including taking a poo, making coffee, cutting grass, and getting children off of the bus. Today we're going to be trying something different. Today I'm going to see if I can wash my hair during this bitch. Okay, I did not have time for that. Nope, can't see. Oh shit! I forgot that I shaved. So anyways, I am just waking up here. And, my head was kind of itchy, so I needed to take a shower, but I didn't have time, because, woke up too damn late. So I decided I'm going to use the little sprayer in the kitchen sink and just wash my hair in the fucking sink. Which I must say, got a pretty good method. Didn't even get my shirt much wet. See what you do here, just in case you haven't figured out this wonderful technology trick. You take your towel and you go like that with it. And now you can wash your head face forward in the fucking sink. Because I am a professional homeless person. Or a former professional. I'm a certified professional homeless person who is no longer practicing. Yeah. I seem to have misplaced my certificate. So that's just really weird, me with a face. Yep, still got the Pharaoh's beard. That way I can have my cake and eat it too, without getting it stuck in my beard. So anyways, good morning, Mr. Rodriguez and Mr. Conway. How are you doing today, gentlemen? I almost didn't make it on. It's 3:43 in the morning already. Whereas usually I start this broadcast around the 1:40ish hour. Well, as early as midnight. Which is why we wind up going for 5 hours at a time. But I will say this to anyone who just happens to catch this randomly. Some of these longer broadcasts have gone on that long for a reason. And we have covered some very interesting subjects in, I would say, entirely unique perspectives. So, if you appreciate unique information, if you appreciate original thought, I highly recommend reviewing some of the previous night's broadcasts, including the one that was interrupted last night, in which we talked about unfucking the brainwashed uniformitarianist perspective on everything from science to politics, just fucking reality, just fucking reality. Digging a few carrots. I'm pretty good. I got fucking ear all up in my water. No, I got water all up in my ears. One of the two. I'm not sure. When I find out, I'll let you know. Turns out it was water in my ear. Yeah, water in my ear, not ear in my waters. I don't know if you can get ear in your waters, but I'm sure the pilgrims would be interested. Wait a minute. So, yes. Just gonna use some fucking toilet paper to get this shit out of my ear right quick. Because I'm a professional broadcaster. Look how professional I am. Okay. I'm done being professional. For now. Your pinky and some toilet paper. The original Q-tip. Oh crap. Speaking of toilet paper, I need to wipe my face ass. Blow my nose. You gonna be okay? Okay? Okay. My camera stand just decided to randomly fall apart on me. Isn't that special? By a few, I mean 100, huh? A few hundred. Oh, I miss doing IT work. Being able to actually sit down for a few minutes at a time during the course of the workday. Used to make good fucking money. I think my last contracted pay, like $17.85 an hour. Before that, other than that, my highest IT job in general was only like $25 an hour. So, getting paid while you're commuting and getting ridden around with other fucking peoples in their truck and shit. Getting paid while you wait on the site manager to get there. Getting paid. Getting paid for security to show up. And getting paid to hurry up and wait. But that was all before 2008. The last thing I was studying to update my knowledge was Longhorn server, 2008, and small business server. What kind of network you running on? Or is it even American software? I don't fucking know anymore. I need coffee. There's my coffee. So, what the hell happened in the news today? Did anything blow up or anything? Or fucking just chaos and mayhem yesterday? Fucking, I don't even know, what made it onto the national news. I was so distracted by, so many different drive-by shootings in Houston, carjackings in Houston. Good God. Yes, I still get to watch Houston news and pretend I still live there. Thanks to YouTube. And let's see, I wonder how this tiny, insignificant local news station from Houston, fucking Texas, I wonder how their views are doing. Let's see here. Where are they? Usually they show up pretty high on the list. There we go. Daily Awe. Fuck the Daily Awe. Gotta have your Daily Awe though. KHOU 11. There we go. Should air conditioning be standard on all school buses? In Houston, fucking Texas, where it gets over 120 degrees in the city in the summer. Heat index is ridiculous in a city like Houston, because it is so fucking hot and so fucking humid at the same time. And on a day when the air gets stagnant, it becomes truly monstrous, the heat around here. I mean, like fucking old skinny black guys who just spend every day out in the fucking sun just fall over, okay? Just too much goddamn heat. Just too much humidity. Like, it's not even like any kind of humid area you've experienced, you know? This whole area between like Florida and Houston, the whole Gulf of Mexico right here, it's all swamp. It's all grassland, swamp, marshland, just, you know, the dry land that we built our houses on was basically made here to build houses on. Like, they would just take big fucking woven big old damn reed mats like they used to do back in fucking Sumeria, okay? Giant fucking woven reed mats, and sunken bags filled with dirt, and just dirt and dirt and dirt just piled on top for years and years and years. And they gradually just filled in this whole area. Like, especially when you talk about New Orleans, a lot of Houston was built that way too, but most of the New Orleans area was built that way. There's only a few natural ridges down there between them rivers where it would be anywhere near safe to build houses on. But they just filled in all that fucking land. You know, they dammed up parts of it, built in on top of parts of it. And it's something to see when you look at like the pre-developmental photographs of Louisiana. You can see like the like my lawyer back in New Orleans had one of those brilliant full wall sized before and after photographs from the time when they did the survey for his building, like back in the 60s or something like that. And then, like, I think it was in 1992 when they actually did the photograph. And And you could see all of Severn and the main highway and everything just not there. I mean, it is crazy. Kind of like when you see a picture of Shanghai, you know, back in the 80s, when it's just like nothing there. And then you see the picture of it now, it's just fucking skyscrapers everywhere. Well, you know, downtown Metairie ain't skyscrapers. They got a couple of tall buildings and shit, but just big, pretty shopping malls and stuff now, you know. What the fuck are these cats doing? What the... Oh. Okay. What the fuck's that? There's all these noises! Fucking... Okay, I think I'm hearing a litter box, but it doesn't sound like there's any fucking litter in the litter box. Let me go check and see what this is. They're just shitting on the floor beside it or something. What are you doing? Misha. She apparently was not. This is Misha. This is the tiny little cat with the bald spot on her head and everything. Look how big she got. Misha. Oh, come on, hang out with me, honey. There you go. Is that good? Oh, come on. Stop trying to get away. You're annoying. What, you hear the kitten playing back there or something? Yeah, I couldn't figure out what she was doing either. Why don't you go ahead? Go ahead. Go figure out what she was doing. She's a good kitty, huh? I tell you what, anybody who's interested in cat behavior or animal behavior in general, Misha never acted like she missed Tiger Lily. Not even for a day. And I started to wonder if Misha killed Tiger Lily. Because she had gotten to like the point where she was roughhousing. I still think Tiger Lily must have got into the damn salt water. Because my fucking kids don't feed the fucking animals like they're supposed to in the morning. Yeah, you think my life's perfect and everybody just listen to me and do what I says. No. You're confusing me with one of these fucking cult leader people. Always plenty of drama around you. Huh. On this little story where they got the air conditioning thing. Should air conditioning be standard on all school buses in Houston, Texas? There, you know how YouTube does the little preview GIF thing now? It's like school bus, and then this kid sitting there going like this with, like, just sweat making all of his hair just stick to his forehead. Fucker looks all out of breath and shit. And you just got off the bus. I remember. That's what it was like when I just got off the bus. On the way to school, in the morning. Already hot. You know? Especially like for the high schoolers when they go at like 8:30, something like that. 8:30. Any bus that fucking leaves after 7 a.m., especially during like August, September, and April, May. And the sun's coming up early still. Ooh, doggies. Just sweating. Miserable. Before you even get to fucking school. You know? Oh, God. Carlos, I asked you what kind of network. Lacey! What, are you sad because I shaved? I had for a little while just had a mustache, just to creep out my kids and my wife. Walking around looking like what's his name, Magnum PI. I really look strange with a mustache, just strange. Yeah, I know you've been on a emo roller coaster the past few days. I wish you'd text me if I'm not fucking on Facebook. I think Joey texted me. I was literally waking up and making coffee and starting the broadcast all at the same time today, so I'm just fucking not. Somebody text me. Let's see if it was Joey. Yes. Oh, Jesus. I tell you what, man. I cannot imagine, as much as rent is on like the East and West Coast. Like potty break. You gonna announce your potty break? And again, I started this fucking broadcast by announcing, previously on the Lost-Begotten channel, we've done things during the opening credits like poo and pee. Today I took a fucking shower while the Sunshine and the Rain was playing. While the opening song was playing, I went into the kitchen and washed my hair in the fucking sink. Little cloud server, Windows and Linux workstation. Oh, no, wait, Windows 08. Well, that'd be the server. They didn't actually come out with a Windows 08. Firmware, VMware, virtual machines, small departments. We do everything. Fun. Huh. Man, you know what? Count your blessings, brother. Count your fucking blessings. You don't know how long I was homeless, searching all of goddamn southern United States for just one person to give me a chance at a job like that. The way I moved around a lot my whole life, nobody with them kind of established businesses seeking people who, would stay in one fucking place for a long time. They wanted somebody to advance and grow with the company, right? Well, they sit you in that one fucking office forever. Um, that would have been fine with me, okay? And I couldn't express to these people enough. Look, I don't want to do what this thing that I'm doing. You know, it's called being homeless. You know, fuck, give me a job so I can stay in one place, and I'd be more than happy to. Exhibit A, right here. I've been here almost 7 fucking years. Wow, that's amazing. We've been here since 2012. Wow. I think Lacey needs to just come visit us for a while or something. It seems today the more you care, the more potential you have to help, the more you get targeted by bullshit. Oh, you think so too, huh? Well, come on. Bring your shit on, bitch. Speaking of people who are coming to visit, I need to get on. Seriously, are you alive or do I gotta start looking for you and shit? Seriously, comma, are you alive or do I need to start looking for you? Question mark. So, my friend, well, not friend, my fucking quarter sister. She's like my sister's half sister, but actually no blood relation to me. I've just known her my whole life, you know. She's apparently testifying against her ex-boyfriend for murdering someone. And, yeah, I'm really worried about her. Because I haven't heard from her since, like, 2 days before she went to give her fucking deposition. And that was the 26th of July. And today, I think, was supposed to be the fucking trial. And, she said she was going to come stay with us for a little while after the trial. North of Houston. And like in between Dallas and Houston. Lacey, with your luck with men, you'd be better off a midwife or something like. It's just a joke. It's a joke. It's a joke. Like, I'm just gonna live vicariously through you people. Keep all this worldly drama at an arm's length. He's convinced that you were the... Okay. How many big black cocks did he catch you with inside you? Was it from 3 angles? Just, they had you up like a little tripod? If not, then, probably the whole need to feel shame and stuff. Yeah. But, I don't know how much backstory you want to remind me of on here. Dingo! But I tell you what, ever since Ashley died, we're just not about turning people away. Not women anyways. I mean, sorry, fucking man can go and you can live on the goddamn streets just like I did, but a woman is a victim waiting to happen. And I'm pretty sure either of these gentlemen would take care of you if you were in their country. Why don't you get the hell out of there? If you miss him, I'm sure Dingo would be willing to abuse you in your sleep. Hun Dingo. Yeah. Dingo gets all the bitches, huh? Situation, my dictuation. Okay? Like, no. Get the fuck out of there. We need help paying rent. You can come fucking just work at Chili's 2 days a week and give us all the rental help we need. And you can find out what's really in this. That's just a cigarette. Yeah, that's just a cigarette. It's one of my backup cigarettes. Yeah. Technically, I did not just lie. How Is he aware that I have the internet? He says, I'm married. My wife has invited you to come. But like I said, if you need somebody to abuse you while you sleep on the couch, just make sure Dingo's awake, because he pretty much just fucking sits there and sleeps all the damn time. I don't think he's going to be much help, come to think of it. His middle name is LD, for Little Devil. Wait, solicitation, you mean like prostitution? You live in some backwards shit, okay? You need to get the fuck out of there. How did it even dawn on me, solicit? Oh, yeah, that. Because we don't have, like, whores around here, you know? It's just not a thing. You can go to the city and go on Airline Highway and you can find yourself some whores, but just not something we think about regularly here in Slaughter and Zachary. We want to see whores, we can turn on the television. Is that how they spend their free time in landlocked states? LD and KY? It puts the lotion on. Okay. Where's he work? Jiffy Lube? Sorry. You know, in Houston, they're still trying to decide whether or not there should be air conditioning on the fucking school buses. I wonder if they got seatbelts yet. Oh. No, but seriously, no more excuses. Get the fuck out of there. That ain't no kind of situation to be in. Get out of there before your live's in danger. Before I'm sitting here running worried about you like I do my fucking my quarter sister. Some fucking psycho couldn't handle how butthurt he was because he had no fucking self-confidence because he's basically incompetent as a human being. So it's just like, oh, there's just one pussy. There is no other pussy for me because I'm fucking useless and I was lucky to have ever gotten this pussy, so I better hold on to this pussy or else I'll never get any pussy. And it drives them crazy. And they don't just think, oh, maybe I could just, like, become a decent person. No. That's just, no. Well, you know, I know 24 men. 24 men who treat you better than that. Okay? Most of them are a little heavyset with good jobs. I'm serious, man. No, don't. Yeah, I know. He's already been fucking watching. Anyways. I ain't no kind of fucking situation to be in. You know, and frankly, like, right. Lacey kind of looks like Ashley. And it's like, they got a similar spirit, you know. We've got a lot of friends like her. It just remind me of all the people I've collected my whole life. Just, you know, people that I, you know, either met in person or online, and just like, people, you know, like you guys, you know. Like, I know, Carlos, you've had your confusion and, you know, the doubts of the influence that's been upon you, but like with Conway, Lacey, like with my friends in New Orleans, and I'm sure you've met people like this, Mr. Rodriguez, where you just, like, tell the same kind of jokes, have the same kind of reservations about them even. You just know that, like, here is a person who has had different experiences than you, but has been fucking reacting to shit the same way. You know what I mean? And oftentimes it's a remarkable amount of same experiences. You know what would be funny as shit? To get my friend Brian Shielder and Sean Conway at, like, a party with alcohol and see if people could tell them apart. Because I don't think people could tell you two guys apart, man. Both of you look like you have a sister named Shannon, you know, like. Did you see that movie? So yeah, we had 4 people watching, and then as soon as I said, I've been knowing he was watching for about 10 minutes. And it went down to 3. And after Lacey left, back down to 2. That is fucking psycho behavior. And anybody at a local precinct who's been trained to recognize those types of behavior would tell you to get the fuck out of there, and they would be more than happy to help you do it in any way they could. And you got plenty of women's shelters out there. You got plenty of women's shelters in other states. You can always look up the nearest neighboring state that has a better women's shelter program than yours, if yours doesn't have one. But Louisiana, the fucking Catholic charities cover that shit. And let me say this about the Catholic Church. Y'all know I've sent my warnings. Y'all know something bad was about to happen to them. And the fucking Trump minions are all more than happy to make that happen. Because that's a Western institution. And they've been corrupting them for 500 years. Okay? But understand this when it comes to Catholic Church and these people talking about the Catholic Church the way that guy yesterday with those indictments did. He didn't say anything about these dioceses, these Catholic churches, when he really should have been responsible and done so. Because there's a lot of different Catholic churches. There's some that are associated with the Vatican. There's some that are like completely independent. There's some with local associations. And every institution that does good around the world, it's going to get corrupted in this day and age of the horde. I mean, look at it this way. Which has a higher percentage of corrupt individuals? The Catholic Church or international republicanism? Now, I think these fucking people who covered up these crimes should be publicly executed. Don't think I'm going soft on. But it's insidious the way they turn these things into broad anti-Catholic propaganda by failing to use something simple as the word this or these. Because this guy was sitting there talking about these specific things, and then he just said diocese, Catholic churches in general, we're covering up. Diocese, we're covering up. That's not responsible. Okay? That's almost like if the Jesuit private schools in particular were having some, similar problem, okay? And they just said private schools. What happened with the fucking Jesuits? And it's not all the private schools. Around here, by the way, in Louisiana, we have more different Catholic churches and more different private Catholic schools than probably anywhere else in the world. Okay, like, except for Italy, maybe. Louisiana is a very, very heavily church-oriented area. I don't even want to say religious anymore because Then again, in a very red state, Trump did not win by that much around here. But anyways, it's clearly people who have something to hide, who are willing to make blanket accusations. And when it comes to people within the Trump administration, tracing their motivations is all too simple. And, well, the thing is, no one in the Trump administration has any authority on this matter. This is a tainted, insidious investigation. It was, more than likely undertaken, initiated by good people for a decent problem, a legitimate problem. But when you take into account the way the guy was speaking about it, the AG or whoever it was that announced the charges and this stuff like that, he was very politic. He was very smooth and very happy he was making the announcements he was making. He wasn't disgusted with society. He didn't seem appalled by what he was saying. He was just so proud of himself for saying it. And I find that really fucking disturbing. It doesn't matter that you caught him. It doesn't matter that you did a good job. This isn't a war. This isn't a bank robbery. This isn't like, some normal task of civilian police officer heroism. This is fucking disgusting. And for this guy to be all smooth like that, and then also at the same time having a very irresponsible use of words. You really have to think of whether or not their objectives are more satanic than justice oriented. This is more an ability to, say, hey everybody, let's throw the dishes out with the bathwater. Dishwater. Sorry, yeah. That metaphor was funny the other night, but now I just fucking mispronounced it. And, first of all, there's the obvious elephant in the room, okay? The guy on your little documents, okay, the president, that you so-called. If you're gonna arrest anybody for molestation and rape and stuff like that, You need to not be the pot calling the kettle black. But then there's the additional failures overall of Republican leadership ability across the board, it seems, these days. Okay. I never thought I'd be so enamored and longing for and missing the fucking Bush administration. But the Bush administration would have, said the word these. The Bush administration would have said, while this is not reflective of most of the people at Catholic churches and stuff like that, or most of the organization, the Catholic Church needs to take responsibility and actually do, the way they presented it, they're just painting the whole fucking organization as being part of the problem and the cover-up and everything like that. No. You're talking about a couple of old sick fucks here and there. Okay? And chances are, if most of the people around them found out about it, there'd be a problem. Like the whole reason that they're sitting there citing with the scandal and the cover-up and stuff like that. It's the responsibility of adults, of the government, of officials, to say while they're investigating a religious institution that is as broad, sweeping, and widespread as the Catholic fucking Church, to be clear that the government is not attacking this religion. The government is not attacking this religious institution. The government is not trying to say that all of the people of this religion are a bunch of fucking... See, people used to speak sense. Like speaking sense to things, right? And, you would say, like, we call upon the good people of the Catholic Church. We call upon the majority of parishioners and clergy to be more vigilant and report these things. And, tell your local pastor, zero tolerance, like there's just more productive ways to address problems in general, without using them as a weapon to divide people. And, on the one hand, you might just think, oh, they're just irresponsible morons. But on the other hand, there's a lot of evidence of them being Satanists working for a foreign power who also happen to, kidnap and traffic children. And of course, then you have the guy at the top, old dressing room Don himself. You may want to do something about the Catholic Church, but they don't want to do something about Google. All I gotta say is, when you're searching for things on Google, images, right? Google makes some disgusting recommendations that aren't based at all on anything you've been seeing. They promote some sick shit. Let me just say this. I've been on the internet since I was very young. When I was very young, I was still too old to appreciate or have any business seeing some of the shit that Google just wants to put right in front of you. And again, let me tell you, shit that should not be popping up on the keywords that you're searching for. Okay? Sick shit. All from our lovely company with the 666 as its fucking logo. That has been instrumental in the destruction of the Christian church in general, of just Christian philosophy in general, and corrupted churches across the board. Well, you know, they're doing plenty of things that I'm comfortable talking about. And they're doing pretty much everything that I'm not comfortable talking about. Like anything that you could picture. Like Jared from Subway being interested in. Google, to me, doesn't just seem happy to accommodate, but seems to me to be trying to spread that mental illness, that disease, that demon, whatever it is. And it fucking makes me furious. And you'll get those kind of weird results. You'll get weird suggestions and pictures of non-adults when searching for adult things. And again, let me just repeat. When I was 14, 15, first getting on the internet, I was 10 years too old. For the shit that the Google's pushing. You know, and that means babies. There are some phrases that I don't even want to say that seem like branded things. That I wish were not part of my vocabulary, but they've come up as recommended fucking search terms. And it's like, you know, all I really want to do is see the fucking weird old sick shit that this guy, I forget his name, my sister's old roommate was a Japanese studies major. And this is like 1999, okay? Maybe as late as 2002, I don't know. I think it was like in 99. Well, he introduced me to movies like Legend of the Overfiend, you know? Like the real fucking sick anime hentai shit, right? It's fucking hilarious. like you just watch it like, the whole time. That's fucking, that's for grown-ups, right? Don't go trying to search for it. No. Just not unless you have my level of spiritual and psychological defense. Because you're just oh. You gotta wonder, like, how is there not, like, some people who've noticed this shit sometime in the past 20 years? Makes you wonder. Like, are they... There's really no two ways about it. They gotta be accepting fucking AdWords type shit. That's cross-referencing, like, relatively normal stuff with seriously sick shit that is obviously not legal. And, damn. Like, you always see these local busts, like this guy in this town or this guy in this town, trafficking images and shit like that, right? Every time I used to see that shit, I'm like, how the fuck are these people, like, networking? You know? Like, why don't you just shut down the club or whatever the fuck? Somehow these people are allowed to get together on the internet. Federal government should be able to control the fucking internet, or we should not have an internet, okay? Like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, I mean, I'm a very freedom of information oriented person, but damn, we need some serious reconsideration of what the internet should be allowed to be. Because what the internet has become is the reason we have a fucking cabinet full of fucking rapists making irresponsible blanket accusations against one of the world's major religions because of the actions of a very small percentage. You know, I'd feel much better about this whole world we lived in if I could just be in support of, you know, people doing shitty, disgusting things being punished for it. But I just know that this is going to be a political tool. This is going to be a propaganda tool. And the way it was presented by the actual guy in charge of the fucking investigation just makes me wonder what the details really are. Like, what was the problem really as bad as they're painting it out to be? You know? I can't have confidence in that. And with these slimy motherfuckers, they could be doing it like they do everything else. Just taking out the people they have a problem with. Just taking out the competition. Consider that. And we should not be in a world where that is fucking a possibility. We should not be in a world where I have to consider something like that. And it's for the same reason that we're in a world where fucking priests cannot be trusted. When the fuck did priests become a thing anyways? I guess around the time when nuns started dressing like Jewish men. Just saying. They fucking, they're, you know, it's the same thing. It's really weird, like, I mean, that's a serpentine pharaonic it's like a pharaoh's thing, just kind of different. Right? When it's some when it's when it's some other organization, it's all of them. But when it's them, it was only a coffee boy. Like when it was Hastert or Foley or fucking the other Foley or fucking wow, the Republican list is quite extensive. But Al Franken had his arm around a fully grown single woman who looked like, for every fucking reason, that she was just flirting with a famous comedian. So he's just as bad, right? Now, I'm not saying because there's because people's shit stink that they shouldn't be arresting bad evil motherfuckers. If there's bad evil motherfuckers, if there's truth to these indictments, they should be fucking arrested. They're fucking drawn and quartered. Okay, like you ain't gonna get no sympathy from me for these motherfuckers. But when you lose your authority because of hypocrisy, when you are sitting there just the pot calling the kettle black, I mean the Trump administration, basically, I'm sorry, you have no right to go after traitors, pedophiles, rapists, money launderers. You just don't have the right to fucking say that those people are doing wrong because that's what you do. Which is why I've said since fucking election day that I'd like to move it. I'd like to move it. No. I've been saying since election day that this is fucking anarchy. That rule of law, civilization is just, write it off. It's over. And we can pretend. We can sit here and go through the motions. But our fucking children are watching. Other countries are watching. People notice. Whether or not they even want to talk about it or not. They notice. Oh good, they're going after the Catholics? What? But wait a minute, what about them? And teenage boys notice. Okay? A whole generation of them are noticing. And when it comes to whether or not they're going to keep their fucking hands off of my daughters, It's not a clear-cut matter of right and wrong anymore, thanks to Trumpists. It's a matter of whether or not you're in with the right people. And I just say this to anybody in the future, whoever thinks they're going to put a hand on my fucking daughters. All of those people will die at my fucking hands. Any little group that makes anybody think they can get away with some shit. No. You will find out just how many chemical formulas I have memorized. And when I make fucking soap, everything gets clean. You know what you're not seeing since Trump took office? You're not seeing much about frat houses and shit like that, are you? Oh, I guess that problem must have just gone away. I bet you all those boys are behaving themselves now that their daddy's friends are in power. We used to have this phrase here in America called, "Don't tread on me." And that was the recognition of responsibility by informed, moral men and women of this country who understood if some tyrannical influence is corrupting our people, it's worth any sacrifice to make sure that a message is sent that will be heard throughout history. This cannot stand. And the men of 100 years ago, if they were alive today, if our founding fathers were alive today, they would ask, how vain are we that our individual lives are so valuable to us? You know, I was saying yesterday, it's more likely that a propagandized nutcase will actually do something than anybody who thinks rationally or reasonably. That's because we've all been fucking cowed into an irresponsible level of pacifism. You got people doing crazy shit for all the wrong reasons. But you don't ever see somebody fighting back against a cover-up. A legitimate cover-up. Oh, you'll get a guy going to the Pizzagate place. But when a local fucking Klan chapter propagandizes a fucking teenage boy and they go and burn down a church and kill a bunch of black people, do any of those people say, fuck this. It's worth my life to send a message that these people cannot fuck with us anymore. That there's going to be consequences and they can't hide behind legal technicalities. We are weak, spineless cowards these days. I consider myself included. But according to the rules, I'm not supposed to have to fight. Especially now that my wife is disabled. Yes, according to the rules of combat that even the Russians agree with, I'm not supposed to have to fight. But there are men with children whose parents are alive and wealthy. They hide behind their comforts. If I'm gone, my wife cannot manage without me. There's no two ways about it. Misha, cut it out. Is your claw caught, you dummy? Yeah, exactly. They'd have stormed the fucking White House and hung that motherfucker. But then, if it wasn't for Google being ran by Satanists, if it wasn't for Google for being pro everything that corrupts society, first of all, that fucker would have never gotten the primary. But, second of all, chances are nobody would have even given a shit about his TV show. Or the Kardashians, for that matter. Or Jersey Shore. Or any of these pointless, brain-rotting things. People have been shown that there is no value in spiritual discovery. People have been shown that, Basically, to be a religious person, you're either stupid, a nutcase, or some kind of other fucked up individual. But thanks to Google, if you have centrist, normal views, you've got two choices. You can either feel like you're in the minority, or you can keep up with the Kardashians. Because the only way Google will make you feel like you have, a band to be wagoning. The only way Google will make you feel like you're in the know with the mainstream or with the counterculture or whatever is if you're in one of these fucking dark rabbit holes of nonsense. Where nobody can address the problems in society in a productive way. They gotta tell you it's, some secret fucking demonic force is actually behind the people who are trying to help poor people and regulate powerful corporations and shit like that. And meanwhile, they want you to vote for Republicans. Yeah. All makes perfect sense to me. Or Bernie. Oh yeah, that worked. Because Hillary Clinton rigged the delegates, even though she won by 20 million fucking votes. Primary. Yeah, she had 20 million more votes. Cut it out! Dumbass cats. Like, I'm just thinking, like, is there, like, any group of just, like, most people? Like the people who built the country? Like, just normal fucking people? Just people who understood that, yes, demons and spiritual beings exist, but yes, also science is science, and psychology and, things like that also happen. People who believed in creation and environmental stewardship, like most people still do. Oh, yeah, most people still do. But there's no place. It's not popular enough, even though it's most people. There's no money in it, Google, even though it's most people. They've intentionally amplified the fringes and then said that it's only the fringes that make money. Sorry about that. Would you make a pot of coffee, please? 7 cups. So, Mr. Conway, you want to know how ridiculously sentimental I am? How much depression can get me to fuck up logically? Totsky is still sitting in there in the incubator. I don't have the heart to put her in the freezer. I know I'm going to have to tonight or this morning. Like for the whole day yesterday. I just couldn't even take the lid off the damn thing. That's the incubator that I raised about 140 fry in. Probably over 140 made it out of there. I had lost 20 or so total in the juvenile stage just because I didn't have enough grow out space. Aww. I had a feeling you were going to come back with a similar experience. That sucks, man. I'm sorry. So, you might see that little orange bit in the window. That's my spray painted, well, not spray painted, hand painted black incubator that I taped off a little rectangular window on one side for. And I would just like have a piece of cardboard taped over that when I needed it blocked off. But then like after a couple days I could remove it and then be able to see the fry and film them for y'all. Well, when I knew she was just not going to make it much longer, I mean, I really didn't think she was going to make it for about the past week now. Oh my God. So right before Totsky died, I put her pot back. I put a clay pot, one of the breeding pots back in there. And she swam right in there and died. She just got in her pot, and it kind of made me feel a little better. Or at least I did the right thing for her. It's just a fish, I don't know. The only time I'll ever beat Dingo's ass is when he starts going towards that road. Like this. Oh, fuck. This morning, I go out twice. One to put my kid, my oldest, on the bus, and then one to put my younger on the bus, and the neighbor's kids too. I put them on the bus. And my youngest, after I had went and put the mail in the mailbox, outgoing, with the flag up, I'm looking this way for 1 second, and I look back, and she is standing on the fucking side of the road. I'm talking a foot away from the, not even like inches away from the road, with mailbox between her and the road. Or mailbox, like between mailbox and the road, so she didn't have anywhere she could go. And it's fucking the goddamn pickup truck passing. Boy, I laid into her. Don't you ever think about it. The same reason why if Dingo goes up by that road, I'll punch him in the face. Her jaw was broken. Like she was beat. God, that's horrible. Don't take this the wrong way. But I hope nobody finds him. I hope the rest of his life is perfectly blissful. Because I want him for myself. Oh, and it was a him. It was a him. See a fucking dog get beaten. One thing, it wasn't a woman. I want to make sure that none of the suffering that should be reserved for his afterlife bleeds into this one. I don't want him to have a single plea, not a single case to make that he had suffered for what he did. You're going to Saturn, and you're staying there. Good luck with the fucking sandworms. Cut the fucking chip out? Ha ha ha. You know, what Roger Stone and Paul Manafort and Trump and all these different guys with the frog necks talk on CNN, support Trump, all these fucking wide neck reptilian looking motherfuckers. You know what they have in common? Just picture any one of these guys. Tucker Carlson, even Sean Hannity. Not one of them has ever even fucking slowed down for a dog when they were driving. Not one of them has ever had a dog for any other reason than its pedigree. Not one of them would I trust to watch my dog and expect them to remember to feed him. Man, I tell you what, you can tell a lot about a man by how he treats a mangy, stray mutt. And I'm talking deeper than the propaganda can go. Deeper than their entire worldview can fuck them up when placed in situations where a political or otherwise topic dominates the emotional state. But you can tell what type of person they wanted to be when they were a child. Tell what type of person they really are by how they treat that stray dog. And you know what? That's why I know that the Russian people that they show us on TV, on YouTube, they're slaves. They're victims. They're being used. Because a lot of those people, they treat their dogs well. And they'll rescue an animal in need. Which means there's still good in those people. And the horde to the east of them, they don't have that in common with you. They don't have that in common with the so-called white Russians. See, somebody who isn't descendant of Magdalena if they were trapped on a desert island with their dog, they might wind up eating the dog. But a man of the West will die with his dog. To eat your own dog would be like cannibalism to us. But the further you go to the east, the more dogs go from man's best friend to man's backup meal. So like all these other things that the destroyers of civilization have in common with the hypocrites whose deceptions they sow, and are reaped through insanity. You'll find that these hypocrites get corrupted by the horde, and they act like the horde in every way. When you consider these unified aspects of behavior that are designated by spiritual purpose, one can tangibly and through circumstantial evidence in a logically admissible way demonstrate the existence of and track the strategy of demons, how they affect men, where they come from, and who are their willing servants, and where they come from. These things form a worldwide, fairly obvious pattern. One cannot see it if one is spiritually blind, which is why not many people see it. I struggle, man, just to imagine who the fuck does that, Conway. Like, like how drunk and mad at your wife and kids, or like, what? That doesn't make any sense. The only way I can even make sense to something like that is that these people are part of an ancient cult. And like, that sounds foolish to say this day. But it's like, you know, how does any level of depravity and confusion and immorality lead to that? You know, it's not like your dog was somebody's fighting dog. You know, it was just a fucking dog they found, you know? Like, what the fuck? Like I said, man, whoever it is, the more they get away with, the more I get to save of them for you. Yep. It's a form of psychic vampirism that manifests in sadism. There's no simple psychological explanation. You know, not just an alcoholic abuser. It's someone who needs to feel the power of the illusion of power. Yep. Sounds about right. Even thieves used to have more honor. Anyway. I was a thief before I hit puberty, and I was a smarter thief than that. Well, if there's any kind of local rants and raves group for your area, I suggest you make that connection clear. Because the public deserves to be incensed about this. Because it doesn't look like my preferred vengeance is the best of ideas. It looks like these people need to be stopped before they do any more fucking damage. Anyways. But if they happen to be Catholics, I hope the arresting officers don't say it's because they're Catholic. Anyway. I gots to roll. Thanks for hanging out, y'all. Take it easy, but don't take it all. Peace.
baby, down in my soul. You, baby, you can't take it no more. No, I know I'm walking out that door. The way you treated me too many times before. Don't you know you love me, baby, too? Oh, you know I want you there, I wanna be right there with you. I know I gotta keep you by my side till the day I die. 'Cause baby, ecstasy is in my hand. Oh, when I'm holding yours in mine and walking in the sand. Oh, baby, you know it's fine. Oh, now you done and piss me off. You ain't done something you shouldn't have done. Baby, I'm mad. I'm going on. Oh, I'm going on.
Thank you.